usually find difficult dealing with specially able children, be that mentally or physically, here is a book that helps us deal with them easily. So let us understand what is the content of this book with the editor of the book. Welcome to Info Honor.
ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Welcome to Info Honor. Today on our show we have Mr. Aniket Sharma, the editor of Barrier Busters. Welcome to my show.
Thank you so much.
As mentioned, Aniket, this is a book that helps us understand the emotions of either the physically disabled child or a neurodivergent child. So, why do you think it is necessary for us to understand?
Okay. So, before answering this question, I will tell you a small story maybe that will help to set the context. 2 years back, I went on a cycling expedition in Manali. From Manali to Kalpa, it was 400 kilometers cycling. And to my surprise, there were 6 people in the group who were blind. And cycling with us.
Okay.
And we were quite surprised, and I was quite surprised that how will they cycle with us?
True.
So I was quite surprised seeing them, that how will they cycle with us? And there's a different geography, and we sighted people were finding very difficult to cycle there. And then I was quite surprised to see them. And then the organizer of the event came forward, who was also a blind person. And then he said, all those people who can see now we'll see how these people cycle. And then we all got into a tandem cycle. Tandem cycle means there will be 2 seats, and there will be 2 set of pedals, and one person will be piloting that, and the other blind person will be sitting beside, and we will cycle together. So that actually made me quite curious to understand that how this entire the people with disabilities or people with special needs, how will they operate? Because that was my first encounter to understand the people from the who have certain disabilities, who are blind. And that was the first encounter. But when I was talking to them, I was understanding their daily life, how they are operating and all. I got quite curious that there are many other set of disabilities which are there around, and we in our normal routine life do talk about it. So
Yeah, until and unless you come across
such situations,
you have to deal with such people.
yes, we don't normally talk about it, and we don't normally consider that if something a special need is needed or a special help is needed, how should we do it? Like in our infrastructure side of it, or in as simple as a phone, or operating a phone, or as simple as reading a book, or writing something, or operating a laptop or computer. Everything needs some kind of special tool to manage that. Then I was interacting with them, talking to them, and I got to know that there are many things which the people are doing. They in their capacities, they were working in different corporate houses, they were athletes, they were cyclists, mountaineers, and they were doing a lot of things. And then I put one question before them, that as a normal fellow human being, or a fellow or a friend of yours, what help do you need from me? How can I help you? So one of them, apparently who is the writer of this book also, Miss Aparna, she told me that why don't you create something which becomes mortal, or which becomes immortal? Sorry, my pardon, which becomes immortal for the mortal world. And I said, because I am a writer, I create stories, I tell stories. So I just countered with her and asked, like, what if we write a book? What about if you write a book and I help you in getting it out? And from there, this journey of writing Barrier Busters started. And
the name is very interesting. There's Barrier Busters. So what made you name this book as Barrier Busters?
So different barriers, if you are seeing around, I mean, every human being, or you and I both have multiple barriers, right? We deal in our daily life with certain limitations, certain inhibitions, certain fear, karna hai ya nahi karna hai, all these questions in our mind. And sometimes what happens is we tend to do something we try to do something, we want to do something, but we stay silent and we do not do it. And then these are the different barriers which we hold in our life, in our mind, in our subconscious mind. And then when we are discussing about the book, we thought that what could be the other barriers which people with special needs will be dealing it. And when they are coming to the high school, or when they're going to colleges, when they are going to when they are working in a group with other set of their friends, how they are breaking all those barriers, myths, conceptions, misconceptions, all those things. So that is how this concept of naming this book Barrier Buster came out.
So, after going through this book, what is that I get to know?
Oh wow, interesting question. I wish every reader should have asked this before. So consider yourself as a 9-year or 10 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and you are in a school set of 35-40 other kids, and one kid walks inside who cannot see properly. As a 9-year, 10 years old, what will be my first reaction? Should I go and grab her hand and help her sitting in a chair next to me? Or will I just sit and watch what the person is doing? Or will I wait till the person says, help me out? So, this book doesn't talks about sympathy. This book talks about how you can enable children, other with disabilities, or adults with disabilities in a normal society, in a society where we all live together, and how you can help them without hurting in sentiments, without superimposing your help on them. Because the importance here is, or the most important point here is, whenever we see a person with a disability, we run to help whether they need or not.
Maybe yes, we do it.
We always
That's out of sympathy.
out of sympathy we do it. We somewhere forget to ask what kind of help they need. Do they really want to cross the road, or they just want to were happy sitting on the other side of the road? We just grab their hand and help them in crossing the road. Maybe they did not want to cross the road. So this book helps them, or helps all of us to understand how we can help them, or how we can help ourselves in helping them to live in the society, in a health group, in a environment where we all want each other to be happy and open.
So, most of the times, what happens is when you have to deal with a person such, then you look for an option. So, as of now, I don't have anybody around me. Maybe at home, maybe at my workplace, maybe wherever I engage myself in some time in a day. So, why will I pick up this book?
Yeah. So we always live with that thought that okay, whenever I'll feel thirsty, I will then just go and dig the well. If I do not need to learn something, why should I? And that is why we focused this book for children.
What is the age that you are targeting?
The target age group is 9 to 16, where they get to learn things via stories. And there are 9 chapters in this book, so there are 9 stories in the book, and each story has a different concept of how in a school, how you are dealing with people with disabilities, or how the people with disabilities are operating in a school. If they are operating in a group, how am I helping? So my heroes in this book are playing cricket. They are on wheelchair but playing cricket.
Right.
My heroes in this book are creating some music but they cannot hear. My heroes in this book are creating dance moves but they cannot walk. My heroes in this book are operating telephones, or operating phones, operating laptops, operating different other tools, but they cannot see verbally. So how do they do it? And do I need to wait till I get into that situation, or till I encounter that situation? That is for adults, not for kids. kids are by birth curious, by nature curious, by in general they want to learn more things, and that is why we thought of making them aware before they become someone who is more stubborn and don't want to learn.
Such a nice book by name Barrier Busters. So available in all bookstores by Aniket Sharma. So thank you so much for throwing light on this book. So this was today's info at Honori. Hope you find this episode informative.